Hello everybody, welcome to Spark with Inspiration. How is everybody? Once again, I am using Cherry's beautiful fairy forecast deck, her new deck. And you also get a booklet with it, but I love this for some of the daily pops of positivity. And this is for your gorgeous Sunday. And I love how the cards emote a feeling without even necessarily even have to read the words or anything in them. They definitely evoke a feeling, a phrase, and I find them very easy to channel messages with. So we have Humble Bee, Crescent Moon, and Aurora's Artistry. Now in her booklet, the Humble Bee talks about the honey bags steal from the night tapers their waxen thighs and light them to the fairy glowworm's eyes. This long title of this classic painting by John Simmons features a humble bee that had honey stolen from it. It is in part an admission that bad things can happen to good people. The fairy here represents a witness and a loving force who will set the wrongs right. Have faith and stay humble. So for a lot of you guys, I'm deriving messages right now. If you feel that you're shortchanged in some area of your life, whether it is, people congratulating you on a hard-won effort at work, in the home, whatever it is. It could be like, and I felt this yesterday. I was watching Ian. He cooked our Thanksgiving meal, and he put in so much work. And around 8 o'clock at night, he looked like he was just going to drop dead from fatigue, from cooking, cleaning. He did everything. And he still had to take the turkey apart. And so I kept hearing, let him know how much you appreciate this and all his hard work, and how you empathize with how tired he is, because he's funny. He likes to have, kind of domain over the kitchen. So I let him just do everything. It's like nobody can do it better, so just let him do it. But I kept reiterating the fact how much I appreciate and what a great job he does. So we have to remember to do this for one another. And we aren't necessarily going to get the validation or approval we think we deserve. But the thing is to not sit there in commiseration with ourselves on that and get low and feel bad. This is where we should say to ourselves, you did a damn good job. I'm proud of myself. That's all that matters. Sometimes the validation and the little victory flag comes. Sometimes it doesn't. But we know we put in the hard work. So we never shortchange others or ourselves in the work that we produce or put out there because we're not getting, say you work at a cafe, we're not getting, the recognition we think we deserve. We're not going to put in less effort and do a shoddy job of things because people aren't saying good job, right? We're always going to have that kind of supreme effort to do a good job and make things with love and care for others regardless. And then what will happen is, just through karma and the law of effect and cause of effect and all of that, you are going to get the validation that you seek, whether it's the raise or somebody saying, you do a really good job and I appreciate that. Because sometimes it is hard, we go and we're like, does this even matter? It does matter. The energy you put in, love you put in, it matters 100%. Okay, now Crescent Moon is an auspicious night. This card can indicate a date night with a special someone. The waxing crescent moon indicates still more to come. A waning crescent or disseminating moon shows something getting smaller, less intense, a calmer time period. The time's right to kiss a girl, maybe before the last petal falls and the clock strikes midnight. Time is of the essence. So this is saying, that so oftentimes we think, later I'll do that, later I'll take care of that, later I'll send that message, later I'll make that communication, later I'll express this love or whatever. But this is saying time is of the essence, because time can just all of a sudden evaporate and that moment can disappear. You ever have almost, you feel like, wow, this is the optimal moment to whatever. Say hello to this person, ask for that raise, show affection, be appreciative, whatever it is, and we think there's always time. Guess what? That is not necessarily the case of optimal time, of good timing. So when you feel, the presence of mind to do things, do it, especially if it's just a natural response to somebody. Just say, I love you, that I really appreciate this, whatever it is, use this. And this is also saying, something that's been bothering you or really standing in your way is getting smaller and less intense. So a calmer time period is coming in where you're able to take care of bureaucratic nonsense. Maybe you have visas, maybe you have things that you have to take care of, things at DMV, things that just seem like, looming in the distance and they seem hard won. They're really not. If you just go through the procedural aspect of it, let me make sure this is, like I remember going to DMV and having to go back in line just because I hadn't pre-read all the necessary things on something. And I was missing one document. This is just about being prepared to going and doing it and getting it done. It's not that big a deal. It's what we create in our mind. So let's not create some huge thing that simply doesn't exist, right? Let's get rational about something for sure. Now, Aurora's artistry. I love this. I love the colors in this, and it kind of matches the backdrop as this as well. It was funny, I was in my front yard when we first pulled in, and I'm like, oh, I want to get some leaves and berries and some other fun things and have them be in the mix. So in the booklet, this talks about, I didn't see the Snow Flurries card. I got to go back and find that because that's going to be awesome. So in Aurora's artistry, it says, Aurora is the goddess of the dawn. She paints the morning sky in a wondrous palette of colors. This card represents the arts, from music to painting and writing. It heralds a sunlit time of expression. So share your talents with the world. It may also portend a timing to an event that could be at dawn, early bird, early rise, that sort of thing. Early bird gets the worm. So this is saying too, don't shelve or put away any kind of artistic endeavor you've been wanting to share or travel along that path and start. Like every once in a while, I'll see something so fantastic on Pinterest and be like, wow, I really want to try that, like mosaics and things like that. And we pretty much have everything at our fingertips. If we have glue and paint and plates, glass, canvas, paper, whatever it is, we can do this. Like the other day when I wanted to create a funny skit, I was like, start writing this right now, because I had heard earlier in a message from Melanie Beckler that, oftentimes creatives, they will say, oh, well, that message will come back to me, that idea, that creative endeavor will pop back up. Not necessarily so. I get some really funny, ridiculous messages for funny skits and things that just pop up, like a really funny phrase or something that if I'm noticing, really paying attention to someone's behavior, that comes up, and it will make a fantastic thing in a skit and humor or whatever. I have to write it down because that will evade me later. I won't necessarily be in that mood of whimsy or whatever. Same for this card and for all of you. When the mood is upon you, act on it. Paint that picture, write that song, write that play, message that person, whatever it is. Especially it has to do with humor, lightness, and a feeling of silliness, right? Of childishness. Like if you get a kid down the beach, they'll be laying on a towel. All of a sudden, they pop up and they get their buckets and their shovel and they are in that sand and they're making that sandcastle. They're inspired and they don't overthink it. They just go do it. There's no perfectionism. There's no anything. It's just that beautiful. Oh, the lighting is starting to be really beautiful outside. It's just that endeavor that they want to undertake for sheer joy. And that's what creativity is. Yeah, we're going to produce something of wonder and that's amazing. Like last night, I went on a jewelry making spree and I was really, really excited. And I think I'll do a little video of it and tack it on to the end of this, because I really just had nice color combinations in front of me and I was inspired to do that. So I made jewelry while I was watching the White Queen for like 3 hours, and some really inspirational, nice pieces came out of that. Because I didn't second guess myself. I didn't have my clasps and closures and everything to complete them, but I had the wiring and all the beads in front of me. So I was like, just string it and then you can do the final touches later. All of that. It was the sandcastle moment. Let's do it while we're inspired. And that's what this is talking about. And you're going to do beautifully with that. So again, thank you, Cherry, for this amazing deck. It is off the hook gorgeous. I love it so much, and it matched my polish. So beautiful, beautiful deck. I'm so excited. I can't wait to use this in so many different formats of readings. So you guys, love and light to you. That is your daily pop for today. Have a great afternoon. All my links are down below if you guys need a private read or whatever. We have a full moon eclipse coming up on the 31st. Really, really exciting. So I'll be doing some specials for that as well. So love and light.